702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
The upside of failure on 702 is brought to you by F&B Premier, celebrating 25 years of helping you live the premier life. And today's guest is not just a culinary innovator, a chef, a TV man.
Yay. The comments are flowing.
Listen, Chef Katlego Mlambo's in the building. Beep, 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 beep. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I feel like I know you because I watch you on screen so much.
Literally, I normally joke saying it's my better looking twin brother. But that is me. That is me. Ta-da! You know.
Guys, if you want to see what he looks like, because listen, he's a good looking man. Go to our 702 YouTube channel and we are streaming live in studio. You'll be able to see. My people on TikTok and Insta, I'm not going to leave you out. I'm going to turn the camera just now. They must see.
It's a little snack.
No, but now I must doubt. If the chef, like you say, is a little snack, is the food snacking as well?
Well, man, you're only as good as your last meal. So, of course, the food has to be snacking, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you. I feel it. Now, in terms of, and there's a part of my brain which is thinking food feature because you're a chef.
Yes.
But I'm so curious about what your upbringing was like.
Where do I start? I mean, I think once again, thank you so much for having me on the show. And my upbringing, I think it's humble beginnings. Eldos.
You're an Eldos kid.
I know. That's where
I'm not surprised because I have a cousin, also an Eldos kid, but he doesn't sound it.
I talk about Zalbe, they worked very hard, you know, for
hard,
you know what I mean? But now I'm from Eldos and I was brought up by 4 amazing women, Ukokwa, my mom and my 2 aunties. And I think for me, the simple beginnings is having that Sunday course.
Yes.
You know, where Ukoko, when she cooks or mama cooks, there aren't the ingredients are there, but there's no measurements of 1 ounce of this. And it's just a feeling, you know. And as cliche as this sounds, you know, there's so much love into it. And I think that's what kind of shaped me into the man that I am today.
You know what's so funny? As you're speaking, saying, you know, mama, gogo, and the aunts, is whenever you ask, okay, what's the recipe? It doesn't exist.
I don't know, is this a family secret? I'm like, guys, you're costing the team, give me something. Give me something.
The problem is my grandmother's gone. My mom and her sister left us with nothing. I'm like, when is this dombolo gonna taste correct?
And that's the thing. You're Googling, you're doing all of these things, but the recipe is just, it's not the one. You know what I mean? It's not the one.
Something.
Something, yeah. So, but I think that's, as I've said, it's what you put in is what you get out.
Yes.
And that's where we are today.
At what moment did you feel like, okay, this is gonna be something I'm gonna do for real?
I think for me, food is the one thing that we all have in common. You know, when we celebrate, we eat. When we are trying to impress a nice steak, you take them out for a nice meal. When we mourning, we eat. And I think me being the conductor and the orchestrator of that was something quite magical. But also it's ugudla, you know what I mean? And when people get hungry, you know, once they eat, they're sharp, you know what I mean? And when I was a kid, I had bad teeth. So I want to be a dentist. And then I said,
is it?
That's why I smile so much now. Because the teeth, my teeth were...
You had braces at some point.
No braces. You know, back then, the braces were private levels, you know what I mean? But I think with the dentist thing, I'm like, Bantu, now it's 4 years. Hey, teeth. But then I think...
And you literally live in people's mouths.
That's the standard. And when they're coming to you, they're not coming a sharp, you know what I mean? So now, but then I realized your food is actually the one thing that I can rock with this. And the rest is history.
You said, I don't want to live in their mouths, I want to live in their stomachs.
I want to live in their stomachs. And food is the one thing, you know, when your tummy is happy, guys, you know, when you're a kid and you eat something nice, you dance. And when your tummy is happy, stop jiva, man. You know what I mean? And that's what food does. You know what I mean? It evokes all these emotions. And I mean, from a simple iguinya to a Russian and chips to your gourmet meals, why not?
Does your family expect you to be the resident chef, or are the matriarchs still in charge? Do they look at you like, please innovate? Yeah.
Listen, it's late. It's speak to chef in Lini. There's a chef. There's a master chef in the house.
Yes.
So with that being said, and obviously want to take the things we've learned in college around the world and bring it back home. So I'm the cook at home. I'm definitely the cook. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert. Yes. Don't you want to make us something nice, chef? And the pressure's on now because I think I want to give them that je ne sais quoi.
Yes.
You know. So I'm definitely the cook at the house.
My worry is not so much about your family expecting you to cook because you mentioned a lot of women, which means there's definitely ingredients. My worry is when your friends give you a packet of noodles and that half onion in the fridge and say, please make a meal.
And then they challenge you. But that's the thing. And you also want to show them that, you spend all this money in culinary school. So you want to show them that, hey, I can rock. And obviously your friends normally take chances, especially when it comes to braais.
Yes.
Not braais anymore now. Because
How?
there's a chef.
Yes.
Now you also want to be that guy like, I'll make sure the meat's can be great. How do you like your meat?
Do you get nervous though to cook for them, especially like you say, family will always be honest with you, especially if you come from the black families where you guara each other.
Absolutely. I mean, my friends, my family, they are my biggest critics, especially my mates. They take chances and they always have a 2 cent input. So I think the nerves are good. You know what I mean? The nerves still add that humbleness. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because chefs are driven by ego. You know what I mean? And food is very subjective. If someone doesn't like potatoes, no matter how you make the most amazing mash in the world, if they don't like a mazambane, they're not interested.
Yeah.
So when I cook for my mates, and it's also with chefs being so temperamental, you're literally putting a piece of yourself on a plate. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. I'm so surprised that you were saying now you didn't do braces because it was like prophets. But you said my mates, and I said, he's lying.
Women are kids.
My mates.
Listen, kids,
You
I'm a
said
kids
brew
boy.
and my mates.
I'm a kids boy, so we must roll. You must roll the tongue.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we continue with the upside of failure.
Get ready, Mzansi. Powerball has rolled over to a jaw-dropping 130 million rand guaranteed jackpot this Friday. Walala Wasana. Play Powerball for the guaranteed 130 million rand jackpot today. And you could hit it lucky with the big millions. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, Sunphone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529# with USSD. Handa, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old or play responsibly. E2 is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
Phishing, quishing, smishing, so many ishings. Aibo, scammers are doing the most these days. From dodgy SMSs to fake QR codes, hacked WhatsApps and calls asking for your PIN. If it ends in ishing, stay alert. It's probably ishing your money. Scams can happen anywhere. And if unsure, contact ABSA on 0860 557 557. Protect your money. Protect your story. ABSA. Your story matters. An authorized financial services provider.
When it comes to protecting your workforce, trust the workwear brand that has been protecting workers for over 150 years, Sweetall. Sweetall has overalls and uniform solutions for every industry, so your team is safe, comfortable, and ready to tackle any challenge. Visit our new Boksburg showroom, shop A1 Atlas Road, Westwood, Boksburg, or go to sweetall.com today. Sweetall, we never let you down. Superior protective workwear since 1871.
702 and corporates that care with Investec are talking about Investec's flagship education initiative, ProMaths, in partnership with Kutlwanong Maths, Science and Technology Center.
Started 20 years ago in Dobsonville on a pilot program with 105 pupils. Fast forward to 2025, 28,000 learners have been through the program, and we believe that the impact that this has had has been something beyond numbers, something beyond science. It's about people, purpose, and hope. And I think the ability to partner with Kutlwanong to look at how you could build something that could be replicated. So starting with one school in Dobson 20 years ago, now having 19 of these centers operating across South Africa, 10 which are sponsored by Investec and 9 by other sponsors.
Visit mywalk.org.za to learn more. Investec, out of the ordinary on 702. Let's walk the talk.
702.
The upside of failure.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
19 minutes after 2 o'clock, the upside of failure continues. And now I can officially say I am interviewing my brother, Chef Katlego Mlambo. We just realized.
Yep.
Okay, you tell everybody, what did we just discover?
Listen, I get to sense Mpume Eldos. And she's like, yeah, I've got one of my cousins. Do you know Mpume Shabal? I said, that's my G, that Kazla, man.
What a small world.
Boom Shakalaka. It's him. Yeah.
Those are the things he says.
Yes, exactly.
You guys are proper kids boys.
Quite, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, you're officially welcome at the family cookout.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
But
Thank
just
you very
know
much.
you'll be working.
Yeah, I'm used to it. I'm used to
Okay.
it, but it's okay. As
We
long
are
as
eaters.
listen, I'm a feeder. So everyone wins. I'm a feeder. You're only as good. So I see let's celebrate and eat. Yeah.
Okay, I don't do this often in my interviews, but I'm going to do this voice note now because I think it's going to be interesting. 0727021702.
Batung Relebogile is the culinary innovator single. Kana, you can't be telling us that you're sitting with a gorgeous man in studio and you're not telling us whether he's single or not. There are single girls here. Really? Please let us know.
Oh my days.
I'm glad the question didn't come from me.
No plasha. I'm telling like a red tamatis. Utamati.
Guys, I can even see the wisdom teeth, the way he smiles.
It's a great Friday. It's a great Friday.
So, what would you like to answer to the ladies listening?
Ladies, unfortunately, I am not single. I am off the market. I've got an amazing partner. Soon to be a dad. Yeah, soon to be a dad. Thank you very much.
I'm going to be an auntie.
So, but I've got friends that are single that are also chefs. So
Wait, but are they culinary innovators?
I mean, they operate. They operate and they're good looking. But I'm off the market, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know how to look at it. But I appreciate being seen as a little zaddy, a little, as they call them nowadays.
That's
A
zaddy. Ladies, please stay out the DMs. I know when a man says I'm committed, they're like, hello.
That's what we want.
They want to
that's what we want to, man. They
want to see and
Yeah.
taste. Especially if you post pictures where she's happy. They're like, I also want to be happy.
The funny thing is, whenever I post the picture of my partner and that's when I get the most likes and the most views. I'm like, oh, guys, when I'm posting a nice, pretty plate of food, no one cares. But when there's my person, everyone's sliding to my DMs. Everyone. Which is blessing and a curse at the same time.
What were you like as a kid in school? Were you, part of the cool kids club? Because we know that cliques form in school, and also it's a period where we're still discovering ourselves. There's the peer pressure, and of course the academics.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm a very shy guy. I mean, I know I don't give off that energy. I think once I warm up, it's late. But in school, very shy, very to himself. I think I was also still trying to figure myself out. Because also in school, as you've said, there's all these cliques. You know what I mean? Are you a jock? Are you a buff? Are you, And I was just going with the wind. You know what I mean? And I think deep down inside, I was a creative of some sort. And that's why I'm cooking today. But I was definitely the last guy they chose for the soccer team. As number last.
I haven't heard the names Jock and Boff in so long. So Boff is short for boffin.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I think I was a boff, but I also was a creative.
So you got the best of both worlds.
Yes.
Okay, no, I was definitely. And in terms of academics, I just wanted to. I mean, primary school was, as you said, Mpumele will tell you, your cousin. I was okay, and I think being in high school also was still trying to find myself and find my feet, because there's so much pressure. Because once again, I mean, being in a boys' school, there's all this pressure of everyone wants to be first team player.
Yes.
And I'm like, Mpume Eldos, and what is going on here? There's rugby, there's basketball, there's water polo, there's Abazalbet. They must be buying Amma spikes for athletics. When you had athletics in primary school, you ran barefoot.
Yes.
Now the spikes, it was. So I was just.
A lot.
High school, I was just trying to find my own groove. But yeah.
How different would the school experience have been for you if there were cooking classes? Because I recall my older brother learned to, other than learning to cook at home, they started doing pizza dough and stuff at Pretoria Boys High. Yeah. And then he became the one making pizza for us and just baking and everything else. And I know there are not many boys' schools that offer that.
Yeah. I think it would have been different. I mean, a lot of people say to a man's heart is through his stomach. I definitely agree. But I think with cares being such, I mean, times are moving so much that we're very traditional. And I mean, I'm very good mates with Umotiwe Mikasa. You know what I
Yes.
mean? We who thought from playing a pop, 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 and the man is international, you know?
Yes.
So I think if we had that at the time, it would have opened up other doors, because sometimes we're trying to find ourselves, you know, and you might not be the biggest or the strongest guy, but if you find a niche of creativity of some sort, and then you can find your crack, you know? But yeah.
Do you think you ever did eventually find yourself?
No. I think, I mean, my mom passed away when I was 17, so I went to the UK after matric to find myself, eat, pray, love vibes. So I went to the UK. It was meant to be a gap year. It turned into 2.5 gap years. And I think that's where actually I kind of said, okay, cool, this cooking thing is there, because it was at the back of my mind. But I think working in different restaurants and hotels and seeing how like chefs were like operating, I'm like, okay, cool, I can rock with that. And I always say to a lot of kids, I'm a firm believer of a gap year, as long as there's a plan. And those 2.5 years, I think I actually knew how I was. And I found myself. Then the 5 years I was in high school.
Yes.
So, and I think that's life. You know, we grow every single day, and I'm still trying to figure out who Katlego Mlambo is. He's a character. Spicy, he's a character indeed.
You say that you learned more abroad than you did in the 5 years.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the Pythagorean theorem is?
Sure. I'm so glad I don't have to remember that. Guys,
You're done.
algebra, yo, flames.
How did that opportunity though come about to go to London? Because I was going to guess that you went and became a bartender there.
Absolutely.
I knew
Spot on,
it. You
spot
have
on.
that face. I can see you shaking, and
Absolutely.
you have that
So yeah.
face.
So as I said, my mom passed away, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with myself. So I'm like, listen, let me go travel the world. And I mean, she's been my anchor, very, very supportive. And I didn't have a plan. I'm like, I'm gonna go throw myself in that deep end and swim. So I went to the UK, and I was meant to be there for 6 months. And I did all sorts of jobs. Bartender was one of them. I was a trash man, umaspala. I was like,
Were you?
Yeah. And the thing is also, the grass not green on the other side. So when Nukoko was calling, saying, hey, Injani London, I was like, oh, God, London's great.
You have to lie though.
You have to lie.
Because you know their hearts will be broken
That's the
because they'll
thing,
say, come home,
You
Danam.
can't say go to Gunzima, you know? And I was just very persistent and very resilient. And yeah, and obviously there's that pressure of like, my grandson's overseas, so you must send money home because, you know, it's in London. But I
Because
literally,
no Japonto.
oh, pounds, got pounds. You know,
Pound sterling.
we drinking tea and eating scones with the Queen, you know. But the opportunity came, and also for me, I was like, if I do this, I have to do it. There's no plan B, you know, and I can't go home with my tail in between my legs because, you know, haters are gonna hate, and I can't allow them. I can't give them that satisfaction. And yeah, I was very persistent, and I was able to save a bit of cash. And then I went to Silver School of Cookery in Cape Town. I did my 3-year grant diploma course. And I'm also so fortunate because people, I guess they saw something in me that I didn't see. Because you know, I'm very chacharach, you know, and yeah, my lecturers are like, yo, you've got potential to just put your head down and be in a straight line, and we'll help you out.
When did TV become even a consideration for you?
Honestly speaking, I mean, it's funny you say that because when I was in college, Silwood, I mean, a lot of the rules that they have there is because of me. I was very naughty, hey.
I believe you.
I was very, very naughty. So when my lecturer said, Kat, what do you want? And I said, I want to be a celebrity chef. I want to be like Jimmy Oliver.
Oh, wow.
I said to them, I want to be like, I knew. I'm like, listen, if I can have the silver tongue and the gift of the gab and be able to make a nice toasted cheese sandwich, why not?
I imagine that you're the kind of guy, and I used to do this as well, where you're in the kitchen making a sandwich, but you'd be like, no, we're prepping. Did you say,
No,
speak
of
out loud,
course,
all the things?
all the things. And now we're slicing the tomatoes, you know. And that's the thing. So my lecturers at college, they're like, listen, dude, we'll help you. But stop being naughty, man. Stop being stoat.
What were you doing that was naughty? Be honest.
Honestly speaking, coming from the UK, I've got a bit of pounds. You know, I'm in Cape Town. Gumnandi. You know what I mean? This is my geld. This is my money.
I thought you're being naughty was something silly like boiling all the eggs
No,
that the
no,
chefs needed
no.
to. Naughty,
No.
like going out late,
Going out
drinking,
late,
coming
yeah,
in.
coming in and
Girls. Wena.
and not being focused, you know. So I think the TV thing, and when my Korean, I mean, from, you know, I am who I am today because of the people not giving up on me, you know. Umuntu muntu ngabantu. And they're like, dude, just wake up, man, you know. And they're like, you've got the vibe, dude. But once you have the skill and you hone it, no one can tell you anything. And yeah.
When we come back, I'm going to truly find out what it took for him to be focused, because I'm sure there are parents listening who are like, I also have an unfocused kid. What can I do to set them straight? So I want to know when and how that light switch went on and how it changed for him to be the chef he is today. It's 2:30. 23 minutes to 3 o'clock. We continue with our conversation on the upside of failure with Chef Katlego Mlambo, who really has become a favorite for many, just with his food, but also with his personality on camera, being a cooking caster. I just created that right now. Listen, Chef Caster.
I love that.
011 883 0702 and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702. How did you finally realize it's time to wake up and get my life together? As you said, you were misbehaving and all over the show. And I'll tell you after you answer the question what I think it was. But yeah, how did you come towards yourself?
To be honest, I think, as I say, like a lot of the man I am today is because of Ukokwam. And, you know, she always believed in me and she saw something that at times I didn't see to me. But they said, Mfanam, you have to vugemakandin. You know, you need to stop your nonsense. And, you know, also the fact is you can't be, if you're going to be taken serious, you need to treat yourself seriously, you know. And it's all, you know, in high school, it's nice being the class clown, you know. But then it also sucks when you back posy at the crib, you're like, yo, but I could actually be more, you know, and the full potential. And also the thing of accountability, you know, and I think that's what I didn't have at the time. And also I didn't have the humility because I was this arrogant kid that thought he knew everything. And I always had an answer, you know what I mean? And sometimes you just need to keep quiet and move forward and just put your head down, just like being in a kitchen or master chef, you know, you just like, you need to tackle the task that's at hand to your best capability, and God willing, everything else will fall into place.
So I'm not surprised, because before you mentioned the part that you were misbehaving, I was going to ask you how you dealt with grief.
Yeah.
But for a teenage boy, with how society approaches vulnerability and emotions, I'm not surprised that you went through that period, having lost your mom at such a critical age in your life. How did you even begin to try and process losing your mother?
I think at the time, you know, I mean, obviously I'm a big advocate of mental health at the moment, and, you know, the therapy and, you know, thinking with this saying of like, indoda ekhali, it's such rubbish, you know. So at the time, obviously when it wasn't such a big thing, I wasn't really sure how to, a lot of people were actually not sure how to treat it. So I think that's why I was wilding out, you know. And I look back now, I'm like, if then, because I don't think I gave myself enough time to actually heal and cry, because there's so much pressure of like the malumes and the rahadis are like looking at you. And I think that's why I wild out. So looking back now, I'm like, the one thing I really try to live with is like being kind to myself, because every day is a school day type thing. And yeah, I mean, I've made plenty mistakes, but I'm very thankful of the man that I am today is people not giving up on me and people believing in me, you know, from the MasterChef family to my friends to my, you know what I mean? And I think no mama looking down at me from heaven. She's like, oh, he was old, man, but you know, I'm okay. I'm coming kind of right. You know what I mean? Yes, but yeah.
Yes. And in terms of father figures in your life, being a kid growing up Kokasi, I mean, we know that narrative of like, there are no real role models for men, and how did you consolidate that for yourself, being a teenage boy, where also on the one hand it's like it's cares on the one side, but you're still living in the hood, and then that's
the thing. And I mean, once again, I've got an amazing dad, but I always say that I've always been my mum's son, because there's that bond. You know, you're chilling inside the situation for 9 months. You know what I mean? you are what the way she feels is how you feel. So my dad was in the picture, but I think and he tried, to be there. But I just think, losing my mom at that age, things went a bit shambles. You know what I mean? I did lose myself, but then once again, I had an amazing system and amazing, but I just, Utando Mama wasn't there, but I mean, now I look back and once again, as I said, I don't allow myself to be a victim because you'll always be victimized. But yeah, I am who I am today because of my friends, my family supporting me through the thick and thin.
So what would you share with the young man or the growing up boy who is struggling not just with finding self, but also finding place in society? It's a big, wide world out there. And it's hard, especially if, our schooling system is very limited in the fact that you could find yourself thinking you're not good at anything, but your school does not offer everything. So you're
lost. There's all these tools. And I mean, I think for me, the one thing, it's okay not to be okay. We always try to be these macho guys and you want to, we don't cry and all of that. But actually being vulnerable, and that's the one thing I'm trying to learn with and being kind to yourself. And funny you say that because with Moti, with Mikasa, when we were chatting, saying we're in K's and, they never had all these things. But look at him now. You know what I mean? And for me, the idea of like being Katlego, of trying to inspire it to leave this legacy, because there's 20 other Katlegos Elokshin, and when you're a young black kid from the hood, who do you look up to? When you're a white kid, there's all these white chefs that are like put on these billboards.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And for me, I say, Guti, coming from the hood, it's you're fighting two battles. A, you have to prove to your uncles and your auntie that you want to do a woman's job, because that's what cooking is, unfortunately, in our culture. Number two, you're paying so much money for it, because chef schools are not cheap.
And you just made me realize something. As you're saying, like, it's white chefs on billboards. I just realized, I'm like, who are the international black chefs? Who are the Iron Chefs? Because I live on the Food Network. And
listen,
so
that's
I'm like,
me.
who are they? And
who are they? And the fact that you must be umming and ahhing, and you must, you count the Vusin Dovus and the Wandile Mabasus and the Moseses, but you count them on one hand. But for me, it's to inspire, and going back to the show is like, MasterChef, like, it's to inspire, because a lot of people tend to ask, what is South African cuisine? I'm like, I have no idea. That's how amazing it is, and we're one delicious potjie pot.
Okay, when you finally got the opportunity to be on television for the first time, did you get that rush that you thought you would get, or was it even better?
To be honest, as I say, I'm very shy. And I mean, I think my first cooking show was called Gassilicious, and I was this guy who's like going around the hood and taking gassy dishes and recreating them in my kitchen to make them very bougie. And it was hard because now it's like lights, camera, action. You know what I mean? It's we just see the 30 minutes on the telly, but you don't know the behind the scenes.
You don't see there's 100
people staring at you.
Yes.
And they're there for you. And they can only do their job if Katlego's on point.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that was the most humbling and scary thing, because like, it's go time, And the rush, I mean, listen, I am so thankful of, like, once again, the opportunity that come my way. And television is not that easy, guys. Please don't, we see Instagram and we think it's so hard. It's flipping hard. And I take my hat off for all the actors that do these things, because, and I did get the rush. And I think for me, it's like one of my producers, when I had my first cooking show, she always said, Katlego, you're only as good as your last show. You have to have that impact, So when it's lights, camera, action, and I'm so lucky that having Justine Drake and having Zola Nene, who are veterans in the game, and me being the new kid, we MasterChef family, they're like, yo, no, just rock, dude. You know what I mean? Because it is intimidating, and it's hard, and it's exciting and scary, and sometimes you lose yourself. Yeah. But you just need someone to remind you of, like, just be yourself, and everything else will fall into place.
So we have another mutual that you'll be so surprised that we both know. Do you remember Dala?
Of course, yes. No, man.
The person I'm talking about, Dala, is based in Dubai.
No, I can't. Listen, let's wrap the shop. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap.
When we come back, I'm
Let's
going to
wrap it
tell
up.
you all about
wrap it
it.
up.
I'm going to tell you all about it.
Proof that a setback can lead to a step forward.
11 minutes to 3 o'clock. We continue with the upside of failure. We are together with Chef Katlego Mlambo, who, should we say you're the new kid on the MasterChef blog?
Yes.
The new kid on the MasterChef blog.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we will find out how his first audition went, because
Yeah.
he didn't make it the first time. And these are parts of stories that I absolutely love. 011 883 0702, the WhatsApp line 072 702 702. So there was a show that you were shooting for BBC.
Yep.
And you shot it in Dubai.
In Dubai, yeah.
I shot something in the very exact
The same-
same studios.
We're
So that's
connected.
how
That's why we're in Dubai. Dubai.
So we weren't in Dubai to buy. We were in Dubai to
Sebenza,
wear.
sebenza. No rest only in December. Sebenza.
So please tell me what happened in your first audition when you auditioned for MasterChef as a judge.
You know, I think things happen for a reason, and I mean that's why I'm so connected to the show. My first audition, season 4, they flew a lot of us down to Cape Town, and obviously it's the one. I mean, from everything that I've wanted on television, MasterChef is the last number. You know what I mean?
'Cause it's up
the creme de la
there.
creme. It's the
Yes.
creme de la creme. You know. So we go down and we're in Cape Town, and I thought this was money in the bag. And I went with my late friend Ulin Supengu, and both of us went there
Yes.
together. We're like, you know what, dude, as long as one of us gets it, it's okay.
Yes.
Both of us never got it. You know what I mean? But I look at the irony
I
that
don't mean to laugh.
No, but it's-
we know the feeling. Did you then watch the show and see, yeah, who got it?
we got it. And that's the thing. And they're like, we'll get back to you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Tololo, nothing. And then they get back to you 3 weeks, like, sorry, unfortunately, Katlego, you didn't make it. And I was gutted, I was really, really gutted because I really, really wanted the MasterChef, you know. But once again, I do believe things happen for a reason, you know. And I can, you know, with the show, I know what the contestants go through, because that sad feeling, you know what I mean? Because you are there. And I remember I went after Justin Drake, actually. Justin Drake's like, oh, darling, you got this. I said, money in the bag. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So I think it wasn't meant to be at the time. You know, uNkulunkulu puts in a position, because I think if I had gotten the gig there and then, it was during COVID, you know, when we speak now, I don't think I was going to be the shaped
Yes.
that I am today. You know what I mean? I think I would have bombed out. And now when the opportunity came for me to be on season 5, the way it happened, I just came back from London. My head was all over the place, because London, also the cost of living was a movie. I came back, my mental health was on a bit of a, it was ring. And when Paul called me and they're like, yo, listen, dude, the channel loves you and for season 5, and if you want it, it's yours. I said, no way, man. I said, get out of town. Now I'm telling my partner, I'm like, babe, I gone to MasterChef. She's like, what is a MasterChef? I'm like, you're the wrong person I should be telling.
And that's the
No, I
worst
must
part
be
when,
explaining.
when you want someone to be like,
That's-
yay!
Yeah. She's like, what? She's in a Zoom meeting. I'm excited. I'm like, babe. She's like, what is a MasterChef? I'm like, oh, Bantu. Now I must be breaking it down for you. So, but I do.
Did you have to say, I'm going to be the
I'm
Lewis
gonna be-
Hamilton of cooking?
Also, my partner's only into sports. So now Lewis Hamilton, I'm like, but going back to that moment of
Yeah.
not getting into that season, I remember when I was flying back, I'm like, you know, you always hope for the best, but it really taught me that I know what the contestants go through, because you go into this challenge blind. You want to make sure that you want to make the top 3 or the top 4 or the top 5. And then they say to you, unfortunately, Katlego, you are seasoned, your steak just over. And you go
Yes.
home.
Yeah.
You know, but I think for me, the resilience is like, you look at a lot of the contestants that have flourished. You know, obviously Bridget won, she killed it, you know. But you look at all the Abo Tebucho, Abo, you know, like it
Even the
must-
celebrity master
Even
chefs,
the
Lorna
celebrity-
Maseko
Listen.
has a whole cooking
Guys,
career
every time I
because
talk
of
to
MasterChef.
when I talk to Lorna, I said, hey, you are in Atlanta. Kumnandi.
Yes.
Hey, it's not. You chilling with Bobby Flay. It must be nice.
Dude,
you know?
Bobby Flay's like her friend.
He's a scorer. And Bobby Flay's a scorer, guys. He's a hot man. You know what I mean? So I think for me, that's what I've taken away. And like, it shows that the resilience pays off. And, you know, I take my hat off for the contestants that in MasterChef gives them this platform to flourish and shine, because it might be the end of the road for that challenge. You know what I
Yes.
mean? But when it's really up to you of what you want to do with the opportunity that you've been given. And hey, if you want to rock, let's rock.
Can I tell you what my mom says about shows like MasterChef or all of those chopped whatever? She says, Wawan, if you're gonna cook and khona le clock or 5, 4, she said,
No.
they don't want the clock.
Listen, and I'll be honest with you, that clock chows everybody. Even there's a time where the one challenge, Justine and I are like, yo, because everyone cooks at home. Yeah,
Yes.
listen to Luther Vandross, you've got a nice glass of wine, but now you've got a camera in front of you. And now they're like, and we are 3 minutes to go.
And you guys are mean. You know when chefs walk, say, oh, a bechamel.
And you look at them.
And you...
And also, they don't know, are they in a good place? Are they in
Yeah.
a bad place? But it just shows that Ubuntu, man. And I'm so excited for like the new season because it's in its new home. And I mean, for me, Umuntu ngabantu, and I really feel like my season 5, my first season are still warming up. But I'm ready to show, I'm ready to taste some Mzansi on a plate. I really am.
The Inside Job and Everyday Wow,
Wow,
are
yes.
2 shows that you had. Hence, you and I happen to be in the
Yes.
same studios.
Yes.
In different years at different times.
Yeah.
You know, you worked quite closely with Chef Ndi, who we've also just been so fortunate to have on the show. And I look at some of your accomplishments that you have had really cooking for some of the biggest names on earth. Let's not even say like in entertainment or like your Barack Obama's, Oprah Winfrey's, your Beyonce's, Jay-Z's, and our very own Black Coffee, Trevor Noah. When you look at those accomplishments, is it something that you imagined could be tangible in your life? Because there are people who wake up and say, I've always known I will.
Yeah.
And then you get the ones who say, I wanted to be, but they were never really sure it could happen.
To be honest, no. I mean, a lot of my close friends, if you were to ask them now, was Katlego gonna be the person that's cooking for all these A-listers, they would have said never. Even myself.
Really?
Never. And I always say that, you know, when God has a plan, God has a plan for you. You know what I mean? And sometimes the plan deviates a bit. But if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So, I mean, cooking for these celebs, it's amazing. You know, but I think for me, what evokes my emotions more is cooking for your regular folk. Because it's nice cooking for Black Coffee but when I'm cooking for you know what, I always say to people, what do you cook for millionaire? You know, they've tasted everything. You know what I mean? And I think for me, the highlights, like as much as I've been starstruck many times, I think the thing that stands out the most was Jay-Z and Barack Obama.
Yes.
And when I cooked for Barack, we were going through the brief, and I said, I want him to eat what I eat. You know what I mean? And I made him chakalaka. You know what I mean? And for him to, oh, this chakalaka is great. Okay, the accent is not that great. It was not Barack's accent. I'm just saying. But it was amazing. And just to celebrate Ugudla Gwetu, you know, and I think those are the things that make these crazy hours worthwhile.
And of course, the new home is going to be on ETV. Can people still enter? Is the real question.
Yes. Please, Bantu Mzansi. I know we like to leave things for the lastminute.com. You know what I mean? Those are our people. But 16th of October, don't leave it for last
Which
minute.
is next week, Thursday,
Yes.
if you're not sure. Next week, Thursday, MasterChefSA.tv. If you
Yes.
want to be a part of this new season in its new home. So it's going to be happening Sunday evenings at 6 o'clock from early 2026.
Yep.
But if you think that you have the guts, the chutzpah, the passion for food, and you're down for an adventure.
Yes. And I mean, I think for me, it's one of the shows where we want to taste Mzansi on a plate. Because I think there's so much for us to taste. You know, as I said, life's too short to eat mediocre food or drink mediocre wine. And I think MasterChef is the one place where you can show off your skills. So shoot a video, show us who you are. Give us characters, man. Like, give us a vibe.
Be
Sing a
yourself.
vibe, be yourself.
Ubonse-
Don't
Yes.
come with the script of hi, my name. No, Sneakers ingasa. Give us something nice, you know, and let's rock.
Chef Katlego, thank you so much. My kitchen awaits your hands
Yes.
and your mind. Just so you guys all know, he describes his food as cheeky, naughty, aggressive, but delicious. So
Like
I'm looking
myself.
forward because he's invited to the family cookout, which he's going to be cooking for us. MasterChef South Africa is definitely back. This time on ETV. Entries are open. Hurry up. Closing date is Thursday, the 16th of October. That is next week. And you'll find the entry form on MasterChefSA.tv. That's MasterChefSA.tv.
Spend your afternoon
With Relebogile Mabotja.
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.